Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Breitling Montbrillant Olympus. You can see this unique 4-year calendar chronograph and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full listing for this watch with additional accessories included, high resolution images, and naturally complete pricing details. On my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, this is a large watch, but not a true oversized watch in the modern sense. The 42mm measurement across the round of the case, not including crown or pushers, is actually fairly close to the historic Navitimers, the reference 806s and 809s built for the American Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association, also known as the AOPA. And this watch does pay tribute to those pioneering Navitimer references, but it is its own separate line within the Montbrillant family. 48mm from lug to lug means that the watch also has a reasonable span across the wrist. 15mm thick might be the watch's largest dimension, at least in relation to the clearance of a dress cuff, and while it may not fit underneath the tightest formal sleeves, it should clear a loose sweater, a sport jacket, or a blazer cuff. Now the watch has good presence on the wrist in terms of mass and heft, but it's not overbearing. There are no hot spots, there are no pressure points, and again, 48mm lug to lug means that the watch is viable on perhaps a wider range of wrists than Breitling's truly oversized references. My wrist is 16 centimeters, but this watch could be worn securely and with great proportion on a wrist down to about 14.5 centimeters. Now, part of the aesthetic and ergonomic package that sets this watch apart is the incredibly meaty aviator style strap. You can see it is generously bolstered with lots of body and lots of physical and aesthetic presence, and yet because of the traditional straight spring bars, you can pull it straight down around the tighter curve of a small wrist, so it fits well in spite of its size. Now, although it is an aviator sized strap and aviator style strap, it's executed in the higher grade alligator leather rather than the more common aviator's calfskin, although the contrast of the white stitch within the saddle style brown leather is preserved to maintain that aviator's aesthetic. Now you can see that the strap itself is unperforated, and this bodes well for its longevity. It's a clever system that Breitling employs in conjunction with a special deployant clasp, and you can see that the system actually buckles the strap firm and then tucks the excess underneath, so there's no need to insert a pin of a pin buckle or a prong of a conventional deployant clasp, so it allows the strap to age gracefully, but it also hides excess strap without any resort to minder loops that normally take up loose strap, excess strap on conventional timepieces. It's a handsome and substantial solution to common problems of aesthetics. Now you can see that the dial of the Montbrillant is clearly descended from the Navitimers, but very much its own thing, and that starts with a bezel that first and foremost is a little bit of a historic tribute to the great Navitimers of the past. The early AOPA reference 806s featured what was known as the beaded bezel, and you can see that recreated here on the modern Montbrillant Olympus. Also, the caseback pays deference to even more distant history. The original Leon Breitling founded factory on Rue Montbrillant in La Chaux-de-Fonds, Montbrillant of course being the name of the road on which the original Breitling manufacturer was located, and Leon Breitling, as of 1884, was the founder of the original company. So the watch pays tribute to many generations of Breitling watch and Breitling history, and you can also see that moving inboard from that evocative beaded bezel, the watch does preserve the functionality as well as the aesthetic of the original Navitimer circular slide rule. It's fantastic for quick shorthand division and multiplication. Just keep your units in mind, and you can actually find that you'll outdo, outrace, and in many cases downright embarrass your friends using their iPhones and Samsungs. Moreover, the watch incorporates conventional complications in the form of a tri-register chronograph and an unconventional complication in the form of the 1461 4-day calendar. Now this is the Breitling Caliber 19. It is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer. It does feature hacking seconds, so when you pull the crown, you stop the balance, allowing precise synchronization, and it does have efficient bidirectional winding with a 42-hour power reserve, but it is that 1461 or 4-day calendar that sets this complicated chronograph apart, requiring correction only one time at the end of the leap year cycle on the leap day of February 29th. So the conventional complications of the chronograph and the moon phase coexist with that exceptional calendar in one very reasonably sized and very wearable watch. All high polish, it stands out without being gaudy. The 42mm case wears the high polish treatment with more elegance and discretion than some of the larger Breitling references, and in combination with the historic tributes in terms of aesthetics, the bezel, the case, the dial, the strap, and of course the commemorative caseback, this watch has a lot to offer connoisseurs of the Breitling brand who tend to prefer the older styles, the more discreet proportions, and the more classical lines of the mid-century Navitimers and cosmonauts. You can see this Breitling Montbrillant Olympus and purchase it on our website.